dear viewer. Happy birthday, dear viewer. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, dear viewer. Again, happy birthday, dear viewer. Happy birthday, dear viewer. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear viewer. May you have many, many years. May you have many, many more. Ay! May you have many, may you have many, many more. Yeah! Woo! Hey! Aha! Wow! Happy birthday to you if your birthday is today. If it's been this week or this entire month, happy birthday to you. May you live to see the Dead Sea resurrect. And yes, actually, statistics have proven that those who have more birthdays live longer. Yeah, so make sure you have more birthdays. However, there are some people who have outlived their years, you know. There are some people who are even there before the Dead Sea, when it was still sick. They saw when the Dead Sea was still sick, and we are still stuck with them. They are still alive. But that's a good problem, yeah? It's still a good problem, you know? The thing about age is that it somehow catches up with you. You can never hide age. Age will catch up with you, yeah? I remember one time, my friend invites us for the girlfriend's birthday, and we asked the friend, how old is your girlfriend? And he told us that she's 25. So we bought presents for 25-year-olds, you know? You know those like phone covers with glittery things, you know, universal charger, you know, those 25-year-olds like chargers. Yeah, we bought things that they love. And so we go to the party, and everything at the party looked 25. Right from the decoration, everything was pink, you see balloons. Even the girlfriend had hair, you know this hair which is, they plait one side here and one side here. Yeah, they call it Barbie girl hair. Even the music that they were playing appealed to 25-year-olds. They were playing music like, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Imagination, just full of imagination. That was the music they were playing. So everything about the party was 25 years old. However, I noticed at the party that some of her few friends who came were slightly older than her. I was like, maybe she just likes befriending older people, you know. I was like, maybe you never know. But from the way they were drinking wine and whiskey, whee! Like fish, you know, they drank all the relatives, 4 cousins, the John Walker, Jameson. They were I said, these 25-year-olds, how do you drink? You know, they're drinking like experienced drunkards, you know. I was like, what's happening here? But I kept quiet and trust booze to bring out true colors. So she was now getting tipsy. So I'm with my friend and our friends. And you know, guys like discussing politics. So we are discussing politics. And somehow we started talking about Uganda and the Uganda Agreement of 1900. All of a sudden the girlfriend came. I'm telling you, the girl told us about the Uganda Agreement. She told us about the effects of the Uganda Agreement. She told us when the Uganda Agreement was signed. She told us the people who signed the Uganda Agreement, James Tucker, Apollo Kagwa, Stanislas Mugwanja. I said, how old is this? Is this girl 25? How can you know all these things? Now, because I wanted to engage her more and find out, I said, but Stanislas Mugwanja wasn't there. She rushed to the room and came with a book. She came with a book and showed us, you see, this was Tucker representing the British colonial government. This was Apollo Kagwa representing King Daudi Chwa. And this is Stanislas Mugwanja. Remember, this is 1900. And then she showed us some guy who was standing there and said, this is my father. Your father? Now, when you look at the photo, the father at that time was around like 30. I said, 1900, your father was 30, that's like 100 and something years. I looked at this girl. I asked her, so in your family, are you the last born? She said, no, I am the first. Truth be told, if the father was 30 in 1900, there is no way this girl can be 25. At least she will be 52. At least. I looked at my friend. I said, my brother, I wish you the best with your 25-year-old. Members, it's always good to ask before. Ask me. My grandmother told me, Pablo, if you are to marry, always ask, do background search. What if the girl comes from a family of cannibals? You might end up being supper. Yeah? Yeah. There might be humanitarians. You know, you never know. You never know. So you always have to ask. And I'll tell you, I saw this happen. One time, a friend of mine called Absalom, we went to school together. Now, Absalom was going to get married. Absalom's best man, last minute, true Ugandan style, last minute, the best man came with if, and but, you see, I wanted to do this, now I can't make it. So Absalom asked me to be the best man. Now, I had no problem being Absalom's best man because Absalom was a very good man, very straight man. He was a reverend son. When we were in school, he started an association called PFPA. It was Purity for Purity Association. Yeah, it was an association of young people who said that they will abstain until marriage. So obviously, he was a good man. Everybody liked him. So I told Absalom, but I don't know your wife. So we planned to meet. I tell you, the day I met Absalom's fiancée, I was almost shocked out of existence. Absalom brought for me Topista. Topista. Topista, when we were at university, she was known as universal suffrage because of her promiscuity. You know, for her, every boy, she was like, you know, to meet my concern, you know, those girls, you know. I looked at Topista, I was shocked. I thought maybe she was just passing. Then Absalom told me, this is my wife to be, and she's called Purity. Purity? When did Topista become Purity? Now, Topista wasn't alone. Topista came with her friend called Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn at university was her friend, you know, partner in crime. Actually, for her nickname was Extinguisher. She was good at aborting. You know, if you have a pregnant, they tell you, go to Extinguisher. That was Gwendolyn. Guess what? Absalom introduced Gwendolyn to me as Mercy. I said, Topista became Purity. Gwendolyn became Mercy. I saw Mercy. I said, Mercy be with you. I said, okay, I kept quiet. In my head, I kept asking myself, but why? Why do good people find people like Topista? When did Topista get saved? What happened? When did she become Purity? Many things were running in my head. I looked for ways of stopping the relationship, but my friend, love doesn't ask why. I tell you, Absalom told me he's absolutely serious to go with Purity, also known as Topista. Even when we were in church, I prayed. Can somebody raise their hand? You know that part where they say, if anybody has anything to say, raise your hand now or forever hold your peace. I felt my hand going up, but I was the best man. It went back down. It came back up, but it went down. I said, what do I do? And trust Africans, nobody came out. And guess what? They were wedded. And boom, we go for the wedding. But let me tell you, you can never hide the truth. While we're at the wedding, the uncle, you know, there are some uncles who are strange for them. A spoon is a spoon. So the MC invites the uncle of Purity, aka Topista, universal suffrage, whatever. The uncle came to speak and said, I have been waiting for this day. You know, God works in wonders. This girl, first of all, it's today that I've learned she's called Purity. As we know her as Topista. Raising Topista was trouble. She was always jumping the wall, going to dance. Today you hear she was with Bosco. Tomorrow she was with Amosi. Tomorrow you was with Baluku, Amod. I said, what is this? Will Topista ever settle? In fact, at some point, I thought she would get married to Ojuk, the son of Amin. Everybody kept quiet. All of us kept quiet. The silence was so loud, The silence was so loud. But uncles don't care. For them, they are okay. He said, hey, by the way, young man, I can see Topista is very stunning, but the groom looks stunned. Don't worry. You have married a woman with experience. You ask Tofa, the milkman, he will tell you, Tofa, hey! Absalom collapsed. Absalom collapsed. We carried Absalom, took Absalom for first aid. Now, in that confusion, being the best man, they told me to sit where? The Mugole was, to take Absalom's seat. I thought the uncle had stopped. Yeah, uncle continued with his speech like nothing had happened. He said, now Absalom has gone. I wanted to propose a toast, but he has gone. But since the best man is here, the best man, please, you can kiss the bride. I collapsed. I collapsed, members. So, members, if you're going to do anything, first ask, otherwise you'll collapse. We'll be back after the break.